everyone, my name is Amanda and today I'm going to talk about how I annotate my book. So up until really recently I didn't annotate my books. I wanted my books to be pretty and pristine and clean. And then I started reading A Game of Thrones for the second time, and this time I thought, nah, I'm going to annotate. So what I'm going to do in this video is run through the colours of my tabs and what they mean and how I have been annotating. So I have actually annotated things differently depending on what I've been reading. So for instance, I recently read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I also annotated, and this one I annotated differently to Game of Thrones. So what I might do is run through really quickly how I annotated The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, because I think I'm going to stick with the way I annotated Game of Thrones. The main reason that I annotated this one differently is because I really didn't have enough tabs of the type that I've been using for Game of Thrones, and that's kind of the only reason. And I think that maybe something I do in the future depending on what I'm reading. So let me talk about the tabs that I use. So I keep next to my bed a little box that's got some stationery in it, but I also keep these two pencil cases, and for interest's sake, this one I got from a shop called Zing. It is a Toy Story pencil case. This I bought from Typo years ago. So these carry all of my annotating supplies in them. But for Evelyn Hugo I used this pencil case, and in this pencil case is a bunch of different tabs, but the main ones that I used for Evelyn Hugo were these ones, which are the post-it tabs. So these are the like highlighting ones, so they're ones that you can see through. These post-it tabs are ones that you can see through on the page, if you can see that. So that's what I really wanted in a tab, was something that I could see through, because I didn't like the ones that you couldn't see through. So this is what I use for Evelyn Hugo, these post-it ones, and the only other thing there's a bunch of stuff in this pencil case, but really the only thing that I really used was this pencil. Because I didn't have as many colours for Evelyn Hugo as I did with Game of Thrones, I wrote at the start of the book what the colours mean. So for Evelyn Hugo, I had put that pink was a great quote or scene, because pink is my favourite colour. I had blue, which was miscellaneous, or questions, or something relatable. So this changed as I was going through reading, because I tabbed a few things that were relatable and then was like, I need a different colour for questions that I have, so that became blue. Green were things that were laughable, so something that made me smile or something that made me laugh out loud. Orange became sad or anger, so that's pretty self-explanatory. And yellow was everything else. So if there's anything else I wanted to tab that didn't match the colours that I had written at the start of the book, that's what became yellow. So as you can see, if you can see, I tabbed a great deal of stuff in Evelyn Hugo. So what I did with Evelyn Hugo, I would tab things, or I would, let's see if I can find a page that's not a spoiler. So really what I was doing in Evelyn Hugo, I would tab the line of things that I liked, and then I would underline the quote that I liked. So the other thing that I would do is, if I didn't underline anything, I would sometimes write on the page my thoughts about that particular section. So that's what I did with Evelyn Hugo. With Game of Thrones I did it differently. The tabs I use for Game of Thrones are these J Burrows tabs, and there are 10 different colours. So these are the ones that I prefer using because they are littler, and they only have a colour on the end, so the inside is clear. So for me that's perfect, because it doesn't cover up the writing, and that's just a big thing for me. And the other thing I did for these tabs when I first started using them was create a bullet journal spread. I created this bullet journal spread, if you can see, that has all the colours of the tabs and what they mean, and then I have a bit of an explanation paragraph about that. I will go through what each colour of the tab means really quickly, and unfortunately I didn't put them in here in the same order they are in here, which was silly of me, but that's fine. So for these I have pink quotes that I particularly like, so again pink because pink's my favourite colour. And then I have yellow, which is important details or events. So this is things that are like pivotal moments in the book, or things that I think are going to be important towards the end. So let me show you an example of a yellow tab, just so I can kind of explain what I mean. So this is in Game of Thrones. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I tabbed, because that would be spoilers, but it is something that is, I think, it's something about a character that I think is really determining where the story is going to go. So to me that's an important detail, and that's why it's tabbed yellow. Next I have dark green, and dark green is foreshadowing. So these are scenes or moments within a book that I think are foreshadowing the end of the story. And this one is particularly important in books like Game of Thrones because there's definitely a lot of foreshadowing. Now that I know how the TV show ends and I'm reading the books, there's some foreshadowing for sure. This colour is purple, and that is for oh my god, or plot twist, or mind-blowing moment. And as I was going and annotating things, I actually added 2 more things to this. So it became questions that I may have, so questions that I have about the story that maybe will that may be answered later on, or just anything else that I wanted to have that doesn't match any of the other colours. So the reason that I picked purple for this is because I found that it was the colour that I was using the least. So that's why I added the other things to it. Next I have red, which is angry. So this is in particular parts of the book that made my blood boil. So it could be like just parts of the story that I don't like, or it could be an event that happened that I didn't like, or it could be like something the character said that I didn't like. It's just something that made me angry. Next I have light blue, which is made me cry or sad. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, but things that made me sad. Orange is funny or made me smile. So again, this is any part in the book that makes me laugh out loud, or something that just makes me happy and makes me smile. And then I have a light red colour, which is for heartwarming, friendship, or romance. This is something that's a heartwarming or cute moment in a relationship, or an important or pivotal moment in a relationship, or something that just makes your heart swell. So, oh. And light green is for world building, and this is particularly important in Game of Thrones. So what I've been tagging is things that describe the world. So this could be when they're describing the religion of the world, it could be describing the person's beliefs, this could be describing what the world looks like, describing the history of the world. So anything about the world. And finally, dark blue is for character. So this is description. It could be a description of the character, so such as their physical description, their personality. It could be information about their character, so like what their job or their role is, the backstory of the character, or important moments about the character. So that is how I've been annotating books. The other thing that I do is, as well as tabbing the particular lines of things that I like, I have these post-it notes throughout. So these just match some things in the book that I couldn't write in the margins. So this is a little bit, I wrote the page number, and then I wrote my question. These pink ones are the extra world building stuff. For example, this one here is about the faith of the 7 in Game of Thrones, so this is the 7 gods. And then the one underneath is the colours of the Maester's chains and what they mean. And again, the only other thing that I kind of do is I write in the book, if you can read that, that says winter is coming. And then I underline things that are important. I typically tab when I underline something, but I didn't this time, so I don't know what I was thinking there. Again, here I've underlined the event that I thought was important, and then I've wrote a little bit of my thought on the side. So that is how I annotate things. I hope that all makes sense. I think that this is an evolving process for me. I definitely feel like I'm probably at some stage going to start highlighting in my books rather than using pencil, because at the moment I just use pencil. I'm still too nervous to actually put something permanent in the book. But I feel like that's where I'm going, because it's changing very quickly the way I annotate things. So that is how I annotate my books. Hopefully this video made sense. I will do an update as I continue on. I am planning on annotating the Harry Potter books, and I feel like I'm going to have the same tab colours for Harry Potter, but I'm probably going to start highlighting them. And what I'll probably do there is actually highlight with the same colour as the tab. But we'll cross that bridge when I get there. I might actually do like an annotating vlog for that, so you can actually watch me in process, and I'll talk about it as I go through. But yeah, that was it. Like I said, I will do an update in the future as my process evolves and changes to suit my needs. Still trying to figure out what works for me, what I would like to do, but that's what I'm currently doing. Let me know down below if you annotate your books. How do you do it? Because I'm definitely interested in how other people annotate. But yeah, that was it. Thank you so much for watching. Please rate, comment and subscribe if you like my videos, and I'll talk to you all again in my next one. Bye!